With 130 new property offerings from around the country, this edition of Total Property rounds out the financial year. So let's reflect on the commercial and industrial market. Inflation and interest rates remain pesky, with leading economists and banks at odds on what the Reserve Bank will do or when we might see some relief. The big questions remain. Has inflation peaked? Will interest rates track down this year? Have valuations found a floor and commercial rents a ceiling? Although the Reserve Bank has held the OCR at 5.5% for now, headline inflation is still well above the 1 to 3% band, so interest rates are likely to stay higher for longer. Yes, we've seen some incremental decreases in interest rates in recent weeks, but the market wants more cuts, and they want them now. Also emerging is a rise in non-performing commercial loans, currently sitting at around just 1% of all commercial loans. Some banks have started to reduce their exposure to commercial lending, so those heavily leveraged investors with reduced valuation falls will need to take action to set themselves up for the next cycle before the banks step in. Dominant listed property entities are fine, tuning their models in response to changing market conditions, and there are lessons in that for all of us. In the last quarter, listing numbers and sales volumes were well up on previous quarters for Bayleys' commercial and industrial team. And there are early signs that institutional capital is back in circulation. Improved deal numbers show that the wide bid-ask spread has started to close up, with vendors adjusting their pricing more in line with purchasers' expectations. While the leasing sector remains active, there's some downward pressure in the logistics and industrial sector and a plateau in prime office rents. This reflects weaker consumer spending, still high freight costs, business belt tightening, and general uncertainty. In this edition of Total Property, we look at economic factors impacting market and client sentiment, discuss the concepts of walkable cities and fast-track consenting legislation. Tougher times mean the toughest get going, and Bayleys has the market, intel and connectivity to optimise results for you, so let's discuss.